Hello, welcome to Boring Budget Diaries. So, my name is AJ, and I am trying to make my personal financing boring. So, that's the whole conceit of this channel. Um, I live, well, something like to tell you a little bit about myself. I live in the Philippines. Um, so, the currencies are all wacky and stuff. If you're from the US or from some other country. Um, but yeah, I am currently, or we are, I am married as well. We are currently in a lot of debt, and we are trying to work towards paying those off, ideally by the end of next year. That is the goal, and yeah, so this is my way of um, putting accountability on myself in keeping the budget in check and making sure that we actually follow the budget and the targets that we set for each category. Um, and yeah, I've been using YNAB for about like 2 years now, and basically it's been like an expense tracker for us. We didn't really follow the budget. Every month was a lot of overspending. Just last month, I spent like 15,000 pesos on dining out. I say we. I say I, but it's really we. Yeah, so that's about it. I'll walk you through on the accounts that we have. We have a Union Bank debit card, and this is where I send money to pay for the credit card that is under the same bank, and also a personal loan on that. And you'll see these are all of the debts that we have. These are actually credit cards, but I put it in a loan account just so I can use the payoff simulator. I noticed that the when we enter it as a credit account, it doesn't really show this simulator, but this is really nifty, and I just wanted to use this feature for our credit card. So I decided to put these balances in a loan account. Bear with me. I have a stuffy nose right now, so if you hear like a lot of sniffing, that's why. Next up is a security bank debit card, and this is where my paycheck comes in on my day job. I do have two jobs. One full time job that I primarily work on a graveyard shift, and I do have another job like a part-time job. Doesn't really take a lot of hours for us. Um, that like gives like a 5,000 pesos at least in a month, and depending on the performance of the business, I get a bonus. I get like a percent of the net profit of the business. So yeah, hopefully, I don't really like to include that the money that comes in from that job in the budget. Like if it comes in, it comes in. That's great. But if not, you know, I don't really include it in the budget. So um, that's probably it. Yeah, and Gcash is, I believe it's like Venmo in the U.S. So this is like a digital. What do you call it? Like a digital card or something, or a digital bank. Same thing with the Maya savings in my wallet. I do track cash, so one thing about like what's different with being in the Philippines is that we do not have any direct connections to banks. Um, I am hoping that YNAB puts out like a tiered list because we don't currently, or I don't, I am not able to make use of the direct connections feature, so we don't have like an automatic import. So every transaction that we do, we manually enter them. It's a hassle, but you know, what can you do? I tried moving out of YNAB and putting it into a spreadsheet, like an Excel file or a numbers file, but uh, yeah, it takes a lot of work, and I don't have a lot of time on my hands to maintain the spreadsheet, so I decided to just keep YNAB. Um, Moving on. The credit accounts. I have a G credit, so it's like a credit card for Gcash. So this is a bit different because the interest rates here are being um, tracked, or I guess reflected daily, not monthly. So it's not your typical credit card. Um, the plan is, well, I'll tell you like, what the plan is for next month, but I'll just show you like what the accounts are for now. Yeah, atomic. Yeah, okay. So atomic credit. This is a like a credit card that is atypical as well. Um, the atomic card is uh, it functions like a credit card, but you have to pay the bill when it comes in. Um, if you do not pay the full amount, it then automatically, or Atomic the bank automatically. It's not exactly like a bank; it's like an online lending app, but it Atomic automatically um, breaks down the amount into installments, into monthly installments, and the interest rate is being applied every month, or I wouldn't say like if I have like a 7,000 pesos total balance for the month, the 6% interest rate will be added every concurrency. Like, what's the word? This is where the vocabulary comes in, but every instance, every monthly payment has the interest on it. So the interest rate is really high. So I want to pay this off. Um, Ideally, like this month, but this isn't like it won't be possible just because we are behind on rent and paying off this other loan account that we do pay 8,000 a month. So I just have to accept that this amount here is going to be in a monthly installment, and the interest rate will probably be high. But you know, better to plan. Right now, I can't really do anything about the spending that we did in the past. Um, and the least that I can do is work on it and have a plan for it, right? So, yeah. So Billy's is another online lending app. We do have like a lot of small loans like this, just because we are a bit behind. So, like this month is the first month that we are trying to really catch up. Um, so this is just one payment, and this will all be done by September. Same thing for the loan from Atome, and I have my balance here and my wife's balance. Um, we do have like 6 months or 5 months more. The plan is to hold as far as September, and September will be where our annual bonus comes in, and that is where I'm going to pay off the balances on the Atomic cards and my G credit and Atomic credit balances. Or when this eventually transfers to a monthly installment thing, I'll be updating that when it does. And the small stuff, you have a Union Bank credit card. This is like 800 pesos monthly minimum. East West, this is a pretty hefty amount as well. Both of these credit cards were maxed out because we recently got married and the expenses were higher than we anticipated. So there's that. But yeah, we got married, and I'm happy about that. But now we gotta pay these off because I don't want to pay off these credit cards by 2031. The goal is that I have, or that I budgeted for, is that after we pay off these small loans, we pay off the Union Bank. We'll be using the snowball method, just because we need the cash flow per month, and I also like compare the avalanche versus the snowball method, and it doesn't really, the interests that we save from using the avalanche method is like 4,000 pesos, which isn't really that much in the long run. So yeah, that's that. So we'll be paying off these small loans first, and then the Union Bank loan or credit card, and then the East West credit card, because that has a higher interest rate compared to my Security Bank credit card. Yeah, so as for the budget, we are trying to make things work right now. So the money available are, we'll just go through the budget. So we have rent. Rent is 12,500 pesos a month. Um, Unfortunately, this year is the first that rent increased by 1,000 pesos. So we had to work through that. Moving out isn't really an option just because we tried to look for cheaper places to live, and it's a lot higher. So the cheapest that we could find is like 15,000, and no, we have like 3 cats. No, scratch that. We have 4 cats and 2 dogs. So doing, we need like a larger place to live, or about the same size that our apartment has right now. So yeah, moving out isn't really an option. Electric bill 9,000. That's a lot, and that's because I work the graveyard shift, and my wife works during the day like a normal person. Um, and when she's out for work, I'm at home. The air conditioning is on. When I go for work, she's at home. Air conditioning is on. And knowing the Philippines, it is very hot right now. It's not really the rainy season yet. We had a couple of typhoons come in earlier or last month, but yeah, it still is a challenge trying to keep that electric bill down. Um, there is some news from her work that she will be working the graveyard shift as well. So we'll see. That may bring down the electric bill by a lot. Hopefully by like 3,000, 4,000. Internet bill. Um, this is like 2,500. We do have like some subscriptions here. So the reason why there aren't any targets for this month is because I put them on snooze, and that goes into the atomic credit, and I just basically accepted that these monthly things will go uh, will have an interest on them, and just because like we can't really do like a partial payment in atomic, it is weird like that. We plan on like once we pay these off, we don't plan we plan on closing it because yeah, Tommy like eats a lot of our money through their interest rates. It isn't really worth using it. Yeah, so these are my debt payments. So we have the Billy's um, account here, the Atome. We do have like a S Pay Later as well. This is like a buy now pay later thing using the Shopee app. This is like the last payment that we have to do. So there's like a couple of last payments that we are going to get this month, and that'll free up a lot of our cash flow that we really need. Yeah, so I also have like my credit here that I didn't include in a loan. We also have to pay those out. It's typically like a 900, 650 fee to we typically like just roll this out. Yeah, so Union Bank, East West Security Bank, that all adds up, not including most of the subscriptions. So that all amounts to 58,000, which is a lot. So yeah, that's what I'm working with, and like my channel name, I want to make my budget boring. I want to make my finances boring. I don't want to. I am so sick and tired of trying to work out ways of how we can get by or scrape through the month. And this is my first step towards taking that debt-free journey. Yeah, thank you so much. If you reach the end, I don't have like an ending note, but yeah, thank you for watching. Till next time.